Hey there, welcome back. So I've read some more One Piece. We're going to start with, I decided I want to watch the anime in terms of the filler stuff, because when I was watching Naruto, I tried to skip some of the filler episodes when they didn't really interest me, but a lot of the times, a lot of just nice little character bonding moments came in those filler episodes that I really enjoyed. So I will be watching the filler. I am so upset at the One Piece community. How did you not tell me that there were dragons in this show? That is how you get me to watch a series. You tell me that there's dragons. Great. I get it's a filler episode. I get it's not canon, but there was a dragon in this arc section, and I loved it. I loved these dragons. I loved the design. I don't know if Oda has any input on filler episodes design, but they worked really well with the world. What was her name? Apis? Apis. I'm bad with pronunciation. She was adorable. The guy with the sickle power with the cutting was fine. I'm not overly enjoying the anime too much. And I don't have too much to say of that little arc. It was fun. It didn't really add much to world building. Maybe absurdism. Hey, an island just appears every 1,000 years. Millennial dragons are migratory and they come back to this island every year. And the ancestors, obviously, you don't really remember 1,000 years ago, so they forgot that this island would eventually come back, and now Apis is going, Apis, I don't know her name, is vowed to, protect it, and so her children will see them and take care of them when it comes again. The relationship between her and the Elder Dragon, the ending with the Elder Dragon. I didn't expect One Piece to go there. I'm not sure what I'm in for now, but I really did just enjoy this little filler arc. Moving on, we are back to the manga. We are on the Grand Line, and you enter it through this reverse mountain, and this is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for this world building that I've told One Piece does so well, and I'm really getting that here on when they're on the Grand Line. How all the oceans kind of converge together and makes this treacherous terrain with different weather patterns, and you can't trust it. You 1 minute you're sailing in one direction, the next you're 180 degrees off course, the way the weather's turned on a dime, and cyclones appear, and 1 minute it's snowing, the next it's sunny, and you really just can't trust anything around you, which is why you need these log posts. And I really like that aspect of the world, as well as all the islands they go to, each having a different environment and different time period and different seasons. Some are stuck in the past, in dinosaur times, where I'm expecting some to have, that only makes logical sense, that some must be more advanced in technology that we're going to get to soon. One of the places was apparently really advanced in medicine, so I'm just excited to see how each world is going to affect the rest of the world itself, each island and community. It's going to be fun. All right, so in true absurdism fashion, they get down the mountain and then are swallowed by a whale, which someone has converted the inside of the whale to a ship. And the ship has depression, so they have to cure the ship of, or the whale of depression before continuing on with their journey. Which, of course, Luffy does, because he's Luffy, and he is wonderful. And then they have also met Mr. Nine and Miss Wednesday, who are part of an organization that I will not be pronouncing the name of, insert right there. And I love this, spy-ish thing that's going on, where Mr. Zero is the boss, and no one knows his true identity, and the lower your number, the higher in rank you are. And more powerful, obviously. So they then end up taking Mr. Nine and Miss Wednesday to this cactus island place. And they're having a great time. It's very welcoming. Luffy eats himself into a food coma. Everyone else gets blackout drunk. And then it turns out all these people were actually agents for this organization, and they were hunting them down to get the bounty. I don't know what the cat has found on the floor and make a noise in the background. And then Zoro shows that he's just unstoppable, incredible, and just wipes them out, without any hesitation. If you guys are small fry, you're no match for me. Let me just take you all out. This falls into my first genuine criticism of the story. Why the hell did the sweet boy that is Monkey D. Luffy wake up from this and then be like, hey, everyone's been beaten up. hey, random guy, what happened to you? And random guy is just like, your friend attacked us. Completely unprovoked. He just attacked everybody. And Luffy's like, I guess he got upset that they didn't have a meal he wanted or something, just went crazy and attacked everybody. So then Luffy and Zoro start fighting because he won't listen to Zoro be like, hey, these guys were intentionally knocked us out and we're going to like sell us for the bounty, and like they're actually the bad guys. I'm defending myself and the crew. Luffy isn't hearing it, and he's not giving them a chance to explain like where did this mistrust come from all of a sudden. I have never heard any story or criticisms or talks of the series where Luffy does not trust his crew above everything. Like, Nami betrayed them last arc, and he immediately was just like, nope, don't believe it. I'm going to have a nap here rather than listen to you insult my navigator. And then as soon as it's revealed, yeah, I betrayed you, but will you help me anyway? I'm in desperate need of your help. Please help me. Luffy's like, here's my hat. You're my crew. Even if you denied it up to this point, let's go take care of Arlong. Like, why did he not believe Zoro or not listen to Zoro at all? Besides the point, I'm assuming it has something to do with coming out of a food coma and was a little bit, I don't know, very happy about the people around him, and just he's too trusting, I guess. But I don't know why his trust of strangers overrode his trust of Zoro. But regardless, I did appreciate the fight because then you had Mr. 7, maybe? I don't know, and Miss whoever showed up, and they are so insignificant. They're just like brushed aside, being like, stay out of our way. We are currently fighting. Stop like getting in our way. You're nothing to us in the ability they have. So I appreciated the comedy in that moment. And I guess it was worth it, but it's still going to be a nitpicky detail that I feel is out of character for the wonderful Monkey D. Luffy. Now, I have one other side note. The reason that Mr. 9 and Miss Wednesday were after the whale in the previous arc was because of food shortages. And then they even mention in this arc, like, I can't believe we had to spend all this food to knock this guy out. He like ate so much, and we're in the middle of a food shortage. So I'm just like, was that ever mentioned or resolved in terms of where this food shortage came from and what's going on with it now? Because no one resolved this food shortage. Regardless, it's kind of a mute point when Miss Wednesday is revealed to actually be Princess from Alabasta, Vivi. Love her so much. Love her character design, love her personality, love this duck, which I'll probably gush about later because he's hilarious. I love how even after it's revealed, like, hey, I have infiltrated your criminal organization to get information on you because this organization is planning more or less a coup or a revolution of my country, and I've come to get information, see what you're up to, and infiltrate you. They still help her escape from the other two bosses. Like, her partner and the big one, they fight to protect her and help her get away. I like the guy with the curly hair thing, the same way that Luffy did. And then when he's attacked, I'm with Luffy. I was upset. I like that guy. But anywho, they have promised to get the princess back to her home country to restore peace and justice, I guess. And I'm assuming she's a good person and we're going to love her and want her to be once again ruling her kingdom by the end of this arc. So again, I stopped this manga read right before we get to her home country. I figured I had enough to talk about without whatever's going to happen there. What happens next? Oh, we meet, what's her name? All Sunday, which I think I know her. I think I do, because I seen a scene on TikTok with a nice music over that involves shooting down a flag. I have no context of what that scene is about. I think it's this character, and I'm assuming she becomes a friend. I don't know if she'll always be a friend, or if we betray each other and later on we become friends, or who this is. But I liked when she showed up, she's like, hey, your log post is going to take you to the little garden, which is way too dangerous. Here's an eternal log post that'll lead you straight to Alabasta. Yeah. You can use that to get there. And Luffy just crushes it. And he's just like, no, you do not decide the course of this ship. You are not part of the crew. I'm the captain, and we are not taking anything from you. I guess he's still very upset that A, she took his hat at one point in time, and B, like, I'm pretty sure she's responsible for the curly haired dude's death. So I'm excited to see who she is. Oh yeah, organization, which I'm not pronouncing, is also now after them because they Vivi had learned the identity of who Mr. Zero was to be this crocodile guy, who is All Sunday's partner. And she accidentally blurted it out to them, so the organization now know that they know the secret identity of Mr. Zero, so they're all after them. So they're gone to the little garden where there are dinosaurs, and these two giants fighting, and Usopp and Luffy really understand and respect like their culture, guess, importance of an honorable fight and respecting like a warrior. I don't know. They respect it. I appreciate it. Fighting's probably not always the best way to solve your conflict and just letting it go on for hundreds or thousands of years, but regardless, it was a really nice arc. And here comes my second, not criticism, but I can't help but compare this to Naruto, and I'm sorry. I'm going to try to avoid it in the future, especially because Naruto is just so nostalgic to me that I can't help it. I can't help but love that. I can't help it. You get these like art villains of Mr. 3 and whatever her day of the week is. So they both fight as a method of art. So the little girl is using colors to affect your emotions, and the guy has some melting ability in wax and stuff, and he's turning them into candelabras. Zoro is once again incredible. He's just like, you know what? Okay. You know what? You can't fight if you're dead, but you can still fight without arms and legs. So like rip off your arms and legs and keep fighting. The only way for me to get out of here is to chop off my own legs, so I'm going to do that. And they're like, stop it. Check back to the art thing. I can't help but compare them to Sori and Dadara. I'm sorry, they don't hold a candle to those two. Not even a little bit in terms of just backstory and presentation and the fight between them. You can't tell me either one of those fights compares to fighting Sasori or Gaara versus Dadara. I'm sorry if I'm also pronouncing those wrong. I've read the manga a little bit and can't remember the anime. But in my heart and soul, you put a art-based villain, I'm immediately reflecting back on those two villains. And I guess it's not fair to compare agents of this thing to the Akatsuki, but still, leads me to part 2 of not a complaint at all. When do people normally get so invested that One Piece becomes a religion and your all-time favorite story? And like, what is the moment? Because again, not to compare it to Naruto, not saying Naruto's better. It is nostalgia. It is nostalgia for me. This is my childhood. Like the fight between Gaara and Lee. That is a marking point of there was before this moment and there was after this moment. You might get a way of not being hooked before this, even if you got out of the land of waves and you weren't so invested in these characters. But once those weights fall, you can't tell me that you're not like, oh, I gotta see where this goes. I am really enjoying this story and this the arcs and the characters. I love them all. But like, if I stopped now, I could put it down for a couple months and then pick it up again later and see what's going on. I think my issue is I don't overly have a goal in mind. This is very serial. The volumes are feel separate from each other. So in Naruto, it's complete the mission, do the tuning exams, all knowing that Naruto's dream is to become the Hokage. I know what the Hokage is. It's a position. It's a mark of to gain respect from those around him. I know why he wants to become the Hokage. So why does Luffy want the One Piece? What is the One Piece? I get it's a mystery. Is it treasure? I believe it's a physical thing. And it's at the end of this journey. Why does he want to be a pirate? What part of his backstory leads to him wanting to be a pirate? It's just, I don't feel like as connected to these answers compared to starting off in Naruto. Nami's goal to map the entire ocean. It's something she's good at. I love her character in terms of how she cons people and wants to make money, and she swindles people. Zoro wanting to become the greatest fighter and fight Mihawk and get that title and a promise to a friend. It's all very it makes sense to me. Sanji's goal to find the all blue and the connection he has with food, all very reasonable, and I can connect with that. Even Usopp's wanting to get past like how scared he is of things and become a great warrior and real adventures is something I understand. But the main character, who I love, Luffy is my favorite character, I don't understand the reason for his goal or what even the goal is. I'm just talking out loud, okay? Again, I am enjoying this series. I just want to connect with it on an emotional level a little bit more. Okay, where was I to? Okay, Drum Island. So Nami gets sick after leaving the dinosaur place, and Vivi is just wonderful, and it's just like, we can't continue it on to Alabasta. We need to get her a doctor. She is our best bet at surviving in this ocean. She respects her as a navigator, and she respects her as a person and as a friend, and wants her to get better, not going to risk her dying, even though Nami's like, I'm fine, I can keep going, let's get you to your country. So instead, they veer off course to this island where the king had abandoned its people when they were attacked by pirates, and they're like, he was a terrible king, we never wanted him, so now they're a country without a name. But the king comes back, and it's a whole thing there, and we get our doctor. Chopper is an absolute delight. I love his backstory so much, how he worked with one doctor who was all about just helping his patients, and now he's with the other doctor after the first doctor died, who's just like, yeah, I'll help you, but you're going to give me all your stuff or half your stuff as soon as I heal you. And this witch lady, she's great. Loved her. Oh, I have so much to say. I don't want to jump around too much in this arc. Let's start with Luffy. Luffy just cements how much I love his character. It's just like, I need to get Nami to the top of this mountain. But is there any question of whether or not he's going to do it? They're like, if you fall, if you miss one step, if you jostle her too much, she could die. And he's just like, I'm going to get her there. And like climbing up a mountain, hands bleeding. He's got his teeth in Sanji's jacket, dragging him up too. Nami strapped to his back. And there's no question of whether or not he is going to save his friends. I love Luffy. And there's a little moment where they're attacked by giant bunnies. And after an avalanche, he pulls a bunny out because he's just a good guy, even though they have been attacking him first. And then the bunnies protect him later on. And then you meet Chomper. Tony Chomper. I'm bad with names. And he's just like, a reindeer. Cool, join my crew. You can do 7 transformations. This is awesome. Which leads me into a second slight nitpicky criticism. It was a big deal that Chomper got like 7 transformations compared to most human-animal or animal-human transformations only have your basic 3. But we weren't really set up for long with the information that 3 is the standard to be blown away by, hey, actually I can do 7. So I feel like if earlier on it had been a set rule that you get 3 transformations with this, so then you find someone who enhanced the power of the devil fruit to be like, nah man, I got 7. Then it would just be a little bit more, oh damn, like what we know might not always be the truth. You can expand on their powers more and grow it more. That would have been just one little thing that I would have preferred, but the fights are great. There's an amazing moment with the pirate flag where Monkey D. Luffy is just like, don't you insult this flag. It is important to him and his old teacher, the doctor. It's not something to be laughed at, it's to be respected. How dare you try to shoot it down? And I loved that so much. Zoro is once again incredible. He goes for like, I gotta train to break steel. You know what'd be nice to do? Go for a nice winter swim, and then gets washed up somewhere. It's just like, I am freezing. And then the duck, which I forgot about this entire arc, is just like frozen in a lake somewhere. I love this duck so much. Can he stay on the crew, please? I want Vivi and the duck to stay. I love them so much. Back to Luffy. I'm jumping around so much. I swear I made notes. They just weren't apparently enough. I loved how there's a moment where he can't fight, and Vivi remind him, like, you're failing as a captain, you're failing your crew if you don't protect them. So you can't just rush into things. You can't just immediately fight, because then you'll put everyone else in danger and they could get hurt. You have to think of Nami right now. She's sick. We can't afford to start a fight here. And same thing. Sanji's just like, we need to think of Nami. I actually love this panel right here. I'll get back to it in a second. But so it's just like, you can't fight Luffy. You have to run. You have to protect Nami, because every punch you take or give, you're jostling her, and she's going to also feel any punch you take. So you can take it, but she can't. So he's like, I got it. I'll get her to safety first. And he's learning that he has to think things through. He's still Luffy, so he probably by the end of this arc, we're not going to always. But it's a small moment of, okay, sometimes fighting is not the best moment, or best thing to do in that moment. Back to this little scene right here where Sanji's just like, we have to think of Nami first, second, third, fourth. Like, she's the only priority right now. I have said before, like, I don't like Sanji because he's immediately hard eyes in love with every female character that he sees. The reason I don't like that is pretty obvious. Like, then the female character just exists as an object to them. Their talents and skills doesn't matter. It's just like, oh, you're female and you're pretty, therefore I'm in love. It doesn't matter if you're smart, funny, anything but your personality. All that's irrelevant. You're pretty, I'm already in love. But we've established that he respects her as a navigator. We've established that they're well, have we? Yeah, I'm already invested in this crew and their friendship, so I want them to be friends. So protecting her is a priority, and I don't think it's just because immediately in love, hard eyes. So I really like that. Sanji's growing on me. He really, really is. Then there's just an incredible scene with the cherry blossoms, and that is just beautiful. I need to probably watch this anime or this episode of the anime, because the manga obviously is in black and white, and it's just like, I need the pretty pink. I love the cherry blossoms. Bringing it into the winter seasons was just a dream met, and it was wonderful. Two last notes are going to be, we learn that Gold Rogers was not his real name. It's Gold, D-O-L-D Roger, the former pirate king. And there's the Will of D, whatever the hell that is. I never heard of that before, so not a clue. Excited for that. And it made me realize something when I was talking before. We have Gold D Roger, Monkey D Luffy. Coincidence? Probably, but there you go. And then we also are introduced briefly to some guy named Ace, which I think I am aware of. I think he's a friend of Luffy's, or he becomes a friend later on. I know I've seen a scene on TikTok where they go try to save some guy named Ace, which I'm pretty sure is this guy. I need to apparently avoid TikTok because it recommends me a lot of One Piece stuff, and I have no context for any of it. But it's just like, oh, that was a fun scene. That was a cool music video that went with it. I've got to avoid them now that I'm actually reading the series. But despite my criticisms so far, I do want to make it extremely clear, I am loving the story. I love these characters. I'm just not emotionally invested quite yet. This has been my favorite so far. I'm very excited to finish the Alabasta arc and see what happens moving forward. Arlong Park was still the most emotional, though. That hurt my soul when Nami had her stuff taken from her. That hurt my soul. It really did. It's in my top 10 anime moments, I think. If I were to rank, I'm not going to rank Chopper or Vivi yet because I haven't known them very long. But in order of my favorites, Monkey D. Luffy obviously is number one. Nothing is going to top that. He's a force of nature, sunshine, power of friendship, everything I love. I am a sucker for the selfish character, the manipulator, the greedy kind of things. So Nami is a number 2 with Zoro as a close number 3. He's hilarious. His fighting skills, he's great. Sanji's going to be above Usopp. And I do respect Usopp more than I think some people do starting it off. I even liked in that filler episode, there was a moment where he shot one of his things into a cannon, so the precision and skill that took, I appreciate it. I think that is all I got. I am going to be continuing reading this, like, as soon as I turn off the camera. Oh, and tell me if there's any specific anime episodes that I should watch outside of just the filler. Is there any arcs or just individual episodes that I really should watch because they either added something or they did something great, or it's just visually, you should really watch this one. I do need to know that. All right, now I'm actually gone. Bye.